To be here, and good evening viewers. Today I come with this stick, Patrick. Don't be scared with it. Yesterday I was in Makerere, visited my professors, and then they told me this is they nicknamed me, or they gave me a new name because of this stick, that I'm the political cynometra.
Wait, you went back to your alma mater and they gave you a stick?
Yes. And they have named me the political cynometra symbol. This is a symbol of ironwood, which is Cynometra alexandri, the hardest species in Uganda and Africa as a continent.
I actually thought that probably, I was looking whether you're working with a limp, with the aid of a stick, and I just realized you're working so well without any limp.
No, it is a spiritual attachment. If you remember the Bible, Moses had a stick when crossing the Israelites from Egypt, and they said, when they reached the Red Sea, they said, God told him, what do you have in the hands? He said, I have a stick. And when they hit it on the Red Sea 3 times, it opened.
I have a colleague in the newsroom who is always saying that, talking about the Moses stick, is this what we hear?
And I've been given symbolically, I want to hit it on the political forums of this nation, so that we open doors for people.
The people of Ulambuli have brought us such a character.
Thank you very much.
This is going to be interesting. The next 5 years.
Thank you very much.
So,
information.
It is okay.
Okay. Earlier on, you said that we're in paranoia, people have overstayed in power, you compared other nations. But let me tell you, my brother, and viewers outside there, I think we should all realize, especially African states, that the problem is not about overstaying in power, but what you are doing for the nation. For example, the former president of Singapore, he stayed for 31 years. Lee Yuan, I think Lee Yu from 1959 up to 1990, for 31 years. And do you see the transformation he brought to Singapore? Thank you very much, Patrick, for recognizing that. But the president is our father, is the fountain of honor. So he has to monitor and then put things straight. And he has not weakened the sovereignty bill, but instead he has strengthened it in a way of striking clarity and balance, because it has been very ambiguous. I don't usually like discussing post-mortem reports, but let me mention where there was another problem. I think the youth, we have, according to Uganda Bureau of Statistics, I think the youthful population is about 40% making up this country. And the rate at which, and the unemployment, you know how many of our citizens are going to the Arab world to find the cheyo here and there. So if we were to pass it the way the drafters had made it, then we are going to increase on the unemployment in this country. And that's when we are going to have more of the Gen Zs. And I think you remember when the president talked about, gave us a public brief about people had even hired Gen Zs from Kenya to come, and then he caused riots here, and then they were talked to, and then they went back. Therefore, the bill in its first draft, and that is why it is called a draft, for heavenly sake, it was not passed into law, but also the financial implications. You are asking why president is doing government work for some of the responsible people who are in particular offices. Even the governor bank of Uganda, I like the precision at which he articulated financial implications of this bill. But he was saying, in his conclusive remarks, he was saying that this bill is not good for a country which is which has like national debt, which has so many financial issues. And I wanted him to conclude. Or if not, he should be called by the president or to the parliamentary committees again, and then he advises us on how then can we move out of the financial state we are in. Because you know our national debt is at almost 130 trillion. Since we have such a brilliant Bank of Uganda governor, then let us bring him on board. Now the legal committee, including the Attorney General and the rest, the parliamentary, the Committee of Legal Affairs, the Committee of Defense and the Internal Affairs, they should also be called upon that when they were drafting all this. I don't know why, maybe they were trying to impress, or they didn't understand the directive or for example, the enlightenments or the suggestions that the president had put across. Because we have seen what is happening. I was just giving other African countries Kamara, and me, I don't want to see it in Uganda. You have seen even what President Ruto of Kenya has been talking about foreign influence.
Emmanuel, you are benchmarking from the Chinese Communist Party and the Korean DPRK. Is that where you benchmark?
No, that is not true. And, I don't want, I really feel disturbed when I see a colleague, the colleagues on the panel, or even you, Patrick Kamara, trying to direct as if this bill is targeting Honorable Bobi Wine. It is not. We had about 8 candidates who were on the presidential ballot. Even the region where I'm coming from, Bugis sub-region, we had the Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi. We had Maimane Munyagwa of Lusania. We had the other candidates who participated in the presidential elections, and they lost. They admitted, even my brother here, Richard, who is putting on very blue colors, is showing the direction or the attachment of a certain affiliation to a certain party. But no.
But really, Emmanuel, do you really want to go that? You really want to go that low?
No. To be honest, he has mentioned a very pertinent point that in a country where there is stability and democratic maturity, like Uganda, where every 5 years we carry out elections, and then people present their manifestos, their vision for where they want to take this country for 5 years, and then the citizens of Uganda choose out of the 8 or 10 manifestos presented by different presidential candidates, including us at constituency level. Myself, I was in the battle with about 7 candidates for primaries and then also in the final elections. But they chose me because the citizens have the ability to choose who they want to be. And people who are even, my brothers are talking about transition, parties, dinners, and then Kamara, you think the transition is imminent, it is coming. Let me tell you, for us as the NRM, we are still supporting one candidate. And by the way, President Museveni, over and over again, he has shown you, when he's going to the pavilion to speak, you don't know why he runs. From where he's seated to where he's going to speak from, he's showing you that my people, I am still around. As long as you are going to vote for me, I am here. But the day you will vote for someone else massively, I am ready to go to Chisozi and then look after my cows. Therefore, we are in a democratic country. Whether Bobi Wine goes to Capitol Hill, whether he goes to London, whether he goes to where, he is free. Let him consult the way we are also, my brothers are saying, we send diplomats to different countries. I mean, we encourage foreign collaborations. Okay. There is no country that can do with foreign collaborations, both the opposition and then government. I think you remember actually the day Bobi Wine entered America, one of the U.S. Army generals was here at State House discussing with President Museveni on security issues, on how Uganda should relate with the United States on security issues. In a democratic country like this, we don't talk about transitions. We have just signed a social contract with the people of Uganda, actually which is going to be confirmed on the swearing-in ceremony of President Museveni on 12th of May, which is 2 weeks from now, or a few days from now. So after 5 years, we are going to go back into the battlefield, we carry out an election to determine who is going to be the president of Uganda for the next 5 years. That will be another term from 2031 going forward. And also as MPs, we are going to affirm our social contract on 13th, starting on 13th. Me, I'm swearing in on 13th of May. That is when I'm going to start serving the people of Blambuli. And the things of transition, please, let us see. That should be in the autocratic countries that you have been mentioning. But for us in Uganda, we know our president is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We have given him 5 years, and then after 5 years, we are going to look around, both at party level, whether we shall make him our flag bearer, and then also eventual
thank you so much for president.
It is very much. Emmanuel, your concluding remark.
Yeah, thank you very much. People might think this sovereignty bill, with the clarity and the balance that President Museveni has advised, they might think it is for us, the ruling government now. No, it is this law even after us leaving power as the NRM party, it will continue to serve Ugandans, to protect it from foreign influences, so that decisions are made from here, policies are made from here without the influence of foreigners. And conclusively, therefore, we are just saying we want a sovereignty bill which is without hostility and independence. That means we don't want to isolate others, but let us work with them while respecting the decisions of us elected leaders. And conclusively, also on the issue of transition, Kamara. That's why I don't want to talk about other parties which I don't belong to, like the PLU, but you saw that the expected candidate, as mentioned by Richard, our CDF, who is a serving member of government, didn't even appear on some of actually the dinner and then the run, and he acted very brilliantly, because as people are wishing that he comes, for us also we are still saying Mzee is around. Anybody who wants to become the president of Uganda after this social contract of the five coming years should go back to the public, look for the votes, and then if it is anybody, even you, Kamara, even my councils here are encouraged, once they are voted for, we shall recognize them as
First
the
of
next
all, I must state that each one of us here, and including General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has the right to run for any office he so wishes.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm saying at one point he has the right to do that. But also we should also be mindful, none of us here chose our fathers.
Exactly.
Even General Kainerugaba never chose his father. Like we never chose our own.
There will be no transition of just handing over power to him, but we shall go. He will resign. Myself, I was a government worker. I resigned as per the public standing orders, and then I went for election and they voted for me. And then he will do that. If he comes, Ugandans will look through him, and if he's voted, no problem.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Mr. Jude Byamukama, you always add value to this discussion. I've liked everything you put up across, Mr. Richard Bad Byamukama. I think he's the new kid on the block. You should be coming quite often. We are going to see, because when we see somebody from the inner sanctum of the party but thinking the other way, we're like, okay, we need to hear such voices. And of course, the Honorable Emmanuel Wepukulu, MP-elect for Bulambuli. Bulambuli has just sent us another bomb. Thank you very much. And